How long are you in Vancouver for?
I'll have to look at the days. I think 2 or 3 days.
Well, then we'll come up and see
okay.
you in August, right?
August, yeah.
Well, what time in August?
We fly out on the 31st of July. We've got 3 days in Toronto.
Yeah.
I think we fly to Vancouver on the 3rd
Of August.
of August, yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
And then we have a couple of days in Vancouver. 3rd, 5th. I think we join the ship on the 5th, I think. And then when we get back to Vancouver, we have one more night in Vancouver before we fly home.
Okay, well, so if me and Ray were going to visit you, it'll be in the 2 days you're there before you get on the ship, right?
Well, if you let us know you're coming, yeah, we'll make sure.
Of course we bloody well would, Steve. We wouldn't know where you were if we didn't.
Yeah.
I should be able to arrange, like, depending on when you're there and what's going on here, I should be able to come down and visit. It'd be great if we could all get together.
There's no should be about it, Ray. You can do it. And Cindy's going to be upset you didn't book through her, but that's okay, Steve, because she'd have got you.
Oh, Johnny, now you're telling me. We had to book flights from UK.
Yeah.
We're flying to Canada.
Oh, that's all good. So it's great.
From Manchester.
Yeah.
But we thought about Seattle, and then Karen said, well, she's got a couple of days in Seattle. So, and then this Niagara Falls thing came up, so she's
no. I get it. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah. Hello, Scotty.
Hi, good evening. So Alaskan cruise.
Yeah. In August.
On the Island Princess, or
no, the Grand.
Yeah. We did the same one. We stayed in Vancouver for 3 nights. Did the cruise, and then we had another 3 nights in Vancouver after the cruise.
And you never told me about it, because that was years ago, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. Wanted to keep it secret.
Yeah.
We're staying in Toronto first, and then we're flying over to Vancouver.
Oh yeah, Toronto, very nice.
And then we're a couple of nights in Vancouver cruise, then we've got 1 night in Vancouver before we fly back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh no, that was years ago.
Make sure you make use of the metro system in Vancouver.
Right. Okay. It's all changed the hourglass there.
If you're interested in getting out of places.
Mr. Scotty, we have a rule which we abide by. If we hear your dear wife, we need at least to see her so we can say hello.
Oh
no, surely.
Can you see her?
Oh,
no.
There she is.
Hello, Jill. Hey, there you
go.
Hello.
Hello, Jill.
Nice to see you. Where are you? Oh yes, I see. Yeah.
We're doing good. I'm afraid that you look beautiful. I'm afraid there's not many in at the moment because they're still recovering from the football.
Oh yes. Hello to Cindy.
I will. I'll tell her. Yeah, I will. Thank you.
We enjoyed your cruise.
Oh yeah. You mean the 200 videos? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, lovely. Yes. And your bird cam.
Thank you.
Well done,
and your bird cam.
Thinking about that, Ray.
Don't mention the bird cam.
Tim Howard lives in Vancouver.
Oh,
there he is.
Whoa. Here we go.
He's talking about you.
No, it's all good. It's all good, Nick.
No, it was because I said I'm coming to Vancouver in the summer and that he lives there. That's what I was saying.
Someone's got some champagne out there. I wonder why.
Where's he gone?
Has this Mr. T resigned?
Which one?
Has Mr. T resigned?
Mr. T?
Don't mention his name, please.
No, we don't talk about that, Nick.
Good, okay. So
I was just saying, Nick, that I'm going to be in Vancouver in August.
On a cruise?
We're taking a cruise on the Grand Princess up to Alaska.
Oh, lovely.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're staying in Toronto first.
You're saying
book the
7 days
lumberjacks.
or longer?
Beg your pardon?
7 days or longer?
Just the 7. But we're going to Toronto first and staying in Toronto for Niagara Falls. Then flying to Vancouver, a few days in Vancouver, cruise up the Alaska.
Yeah.
On the Grand Princess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go to the Lumberjack show in Ketchikan.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a bit of fun, actually.
That's fun. That's good.
Apart from being a crew, have you taken a cruise to Alaska before?
No, not apart from being crew. No.
Yeah, there's a nice shore excursion in Juneau called the Glacial Gardens.
Oh, yeah.
Menador Glacier. The Glacial Gardens are really beautiful.
Right.
Yeah. I've got a question, Nick. So Ray doesn't remember you. Do you remember Ray Zachary?
No, I remember Nick.
Oh, yeah. You do? Okay.
You had a thick black beard in those days, which was unusual because most people working in the bars weren't allowed to have beards.
Well, it changed, didn't it? I know when we first went to sea, I'm not even sure the officers were allowed to have beards, except for the captain.
Yeah.
Well, I think some of the older ones got away with it, the chief engineers and things like that. So, yeah. I live in Powell River.
Yeah.
Just up the road.
Yeah. So I don't get down to Vancouver very often, but my wife does. And because she often auditions down there. She's an actress and gets parts in commercials and things like that. But if I ever am down there for a few days, I'll reach out to you through WhatsApp. Perhaps we could meet up.
Yeah, likewise.
Yeah, because it looks like if me and I'll meet up with Steve if we're not out and about.
Yeah.
I'll have to let you know the proper dates, Johnny. I'll have to sort out the proper dates.
No, it's good. We're on a cruise at the end of August, but not at the start. Yeah.
How long have you lived in Vancouver, Nick?
Since '82.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you must have been you must have moved there soon after you left the ships, right? Because you were on the ship 78, 79, something like that.
Yeah, I quit in '82. I swallowed the anchor, so to speak, in '82. And my good lady, actually, who was, she's Italian, but she was living in LA, and I managed to kind of persuade her to think about living in Vancouver rather than LA. And she's the brains of the family. She's a technical electrical engineer.
Okay.
So I don't change the light bulbs at home.
But how did you end up living in Vancouver?
Well, we settled on this place. We were courting for 2 years remotely at sea, and we eventually settled on here. We used to live in Burnaby, and then we moved to West Van in '86. Yeah.
Right.
So good. Now I live on the waterfront, which is a far cry from. I remember the first time I ever saw the English Channel. I was at boarding school, and we had a day's trip, what we call a day's outing in those days. And went to the top of the South Downs, locally known as a mountain, and looked down on the English Channel, and couldn't believe how much water there was. And then, of course, 7 years later, went to sea like you guys.
Yeah.
So I went to sea in '68. Did any of you at sea before that time?
Yes, Blackpool Bob,
1909.
I'm sorry, Bob, that our anchorman is going to be in soon. Otherwise, Steve would have said hello to you. It's all good.
I didn't see him come in. You just snuck in then.
Well, because you're on your stupid phone. You're too cheap to buy a laptop.
I've got a bloody laptop, but it's a pile of shite.
I know it is.
Okay.
Sorry. So good.
Where's Dave today?
He'll be in about 5 or 10 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes.
Oh, when he's finished that pina colada.
Yeah. A long time to get home from Bournemouth, isn't it?
Yeah, he's back. But I think I said in the email, Nick, whenever we get people coming back in who we haven't seen for a long time, it's best to come in like half hour later, because then we're all here, and it's a big surprise. So, but it's okay. You're here now, so that's okay.
Right. That's okay. I can go and do some laundry.
It's okay. It's all right. Yeah, I'm trying to get the caveman in, and Kit Williams, and I'm also maybe Peter Pratt. So that's what I'm doing right now. So just ignore me.
Peter hasn't been on. Peter hasn't been on for ages, has he?
I know he is. I'm gonna try and
No.
I'm gonna try and get it.
I'm going to trace him somewhere, track him down.
Yeah.
Nick, I'm
Bloody
just
service.
wondering,
What?
on the Sun Princess, did your missus used to book tours?
No, I was a barman.
No, not yourself, your wife.
Did she book tour?
Somebody booked us a trip to Reno when we were in dry dock in Esquimalt, and I seem to vaguely remember it had something to do with you.
Won't be me, no. No,
No.
I'm all gone, yeah.
Did
Yeah, I
you
remember
marry?
dry dock in Esquimalt. Any of you guys ever in dry dock in Sembawang, Singapore?
Yeah.
No.
Remember that? Crikey.
Well, what was that? When joining the Sea Princess?
Yeah. Well, I did the
Arcadia.
Arcadia.
Yeah, it was when the Arcadia finished.
Yeah.
I've been there several times, but not in dry dock.
No, the air conditioning was bad enough when the ship was operating.
What?
In dry dock, it was awful.
The CP or the Ark?
I was on the Ark, yes.
Yeah. Didn't you transfer over?
I transferred from Singapore to San Juan when I went from the Ark to the Sun Princess.
Oh, right.
I took about changing from chalk to cheese.
Yeah, we all suffered that one. It was a pleasure.
Yeah.
My wife. Sorry, go on.
Evening, Chris.
Hi. How's everybody?
How we doing?
Hey, Chris.
Good. Very good.
Yeah, we can't
Sorry, go
talk
ahead.
about football apparently.
We're not allowed to?
Yeah, we are. We are allowed to. Yes, we are. We are allowed to.
That was a nice win. Yes. Quite comfortable.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nick, my wife and I met my wife on the ships as well. And we were together for about 9 years working on the ships. She wasn't on the Sun Princess. I met her on the Royal. But we were on the Fair Princess cruising back to back Hawaii to Papeete, Tahiti. And the air conditioning broke down for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks. And that was absolute nightmare. We didn't stop. We carried on cruising. But the passengers were sleeping on the open decks, and it was just terrible.
Who's that?
I think we've heard that.
I'm sorry, Steve. It's a joke.
Yeah, I think I took the ferry up to Manaus.
Okay.
The Amazon, which is now struggling because there's not sufficient water up there. Some of the ships won't go up there anymore.
This has got the cap on.
Anchor off.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't anchor off. We tied up in those days.
Right.
I went to I think it was the Pacific Princess. We did Vietnam. We went all the way up the
Mekong.
The Mekong River. Yeah. I think it was the first time a cruise ship had been up that far, and we tied up and had to turn around we could just barely fit inside the river to turn the ship around. And that was neat. I actually didn't get ashore very much there. My wife did. My wife went to Saigon, but I didn't really get to go out very much at all. I don't know why. I was bar manager then, so I guess I was busy.
I was actually on the Oceania cruises last October, sailing from Japan to Singapore via Hong Kong and Vietnam, and going up to Ho Chi Minh City, as they call it now. It's amazing. Better actually when you're coming back in the afternoon, because you can just see the zigzagging like a snake from side to side, and quite hairy for the captain and the pilot, because they have these tugboats which are pushing gravel from one side of the harbour to the other, and they're going all over at about 6 knots, and they don't They come to otherwise the river will sweep them out to sea. So it was a matter of timing.
Yeah. Well,
yeah. Do all you guys cruise or just only a few of us?
No, we all do.
I think we've all cruised, haven't
We're all cruising, Chris.
Yeah.
Yep.
We all like a bit of reminiscing.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is, Chris, is that, you know, you talk to some people who, like Simon and a couple of the officers, and they say, I'm never going on those ships. They look like a block of flats. But I'm sorry, it's 2025. It is what it is. And what are you going to do? You're going to stay in your house and not leave and not do stuff?
Well, I'm sorry, I have to agree with them. I wouldn't want to go.
Yeah,
I know. Well, that case, you go on a ship like I was just on, Bob.
Yeah, sure, yeah. But I wouldn't want to go again on something that carries 6,000 people.
Yeah, I would go on a smaller ship, John, if I had the choice.
No, I know what I'm saying. So that's what their attitude is. But,
and that's why my wife and I really love the river cruises, you know, because you got 150 people on the ship. You know, it's great. You don't have the same kind of entertainment on those river cruises, and you don't have the photographer in your face all the time.
Yeah, you open the closet door and there's the photographer.
No. Nick, they've stopped doing it. I mean, maybe not all the cruise lines, but the cameras in your face, they've stopped doing it. Yeah.
Okay.
Because everybody has a camera in their pocket now, so.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Yeah, they do these setups where they do you know, portraiture, right, John? They do that.
Trust me,
they don't do the roaming photography bit.
Yeah, we had a family portrait. It cost me more than the cruise.
There you go. Yeah,
I think we had a roaming.
Well, if you were traveling as a guest of Cindy, you only probably paid the taxes, right? The port taxes.
No. She still pays, and just like Nick, he gets deals, but he's still got to pay sometimes.
Yeah,
I think we had a photographer on the Britannia that just roamed around the decks.
Yeah. I know they're still happening. It's not like it was on the ships we've been on.
No, there's no need to.
We've just come back off a cruise.
Yeah.
They would come round asking if you wanted your photo, but they weren't.
Yeah.
In your face all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You mean they actually ask you, Steve? They don't tell you you're having your picture taken.
So you haven't told us much about the ship. Were the crew, were they all foreign, or were the officers British?
Yeah. Just like any other cruise, a lot of Filipino guys and that.
What did you go on this time?
We went on Marella.
The what?
Marella.
Oh, Marella cruises. Yeah.
Marella cruises. They're okay, but once you've been on Princess and that, there's a big difference. You know what I mean? Hell of a difference.
Yeah.
I'm not being snobby or anything, but you know what I mean?
What was the original name of the ship, though?
It used to be the Ovation of the Seas, something of the Seas.
Royal Caribbean.
Royal Caribbean.
90. Yeah. It has like a bar around the funnel.
Oh yeah.
And
the climbing wall at the back.
Yeah, like the Sun Viking used to have it. That was so unique, and yet they didn't carry it on with other ships. I mean, it was a really popular place. Not that
In the video that you posted, Steve. In the video you posted,
it wasn't too big.
Sorry, Steve. In the video you posted of the Elvis impersonator, there were girls dancing around the pool. Were they staff?
Yeah.
What were they? Were they stewardesses?
No, entertainment hostesses.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not knocking it, Steve, but it didn't seem like they were very enthusiastic.
Well, they're up there. They do everything, John. They do the shows, they do
quiz nights and everything.
Quizzes, everything. You know what I mean?
I know.
I actually wouldn't go on a cruise even if you paid me. I know that sounds odd, but I've got nothing against the cruise ships, but I prefer to remember cruising from my work days Yeah, as it was. And like my wife has asked me about going on a cruise, and I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it.
Right.
It just, I like to remember, I have all these memories about working on ships, and I like to keep them that way.
Steve, on the Sky, did you do your meal bookings, your restaurant bookings? Did you do that before you joined?
In actual fact, I did, but you don't have to stick to them.
No.
What I didn't do, I didn't book the specialised dining because we had onboard credit, and if you book your dining before you go, you get charged before you go, so you can't use your onboard credit to pay for it, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
It's a kind of a catch-22. If you wait until you get on the ship and you want to use it for a short excursion, that could be sold out.
Yeah. Well, what I did was, as soon as we got on board the ship, I went and booked the 2 specialised restaurants as soon as I got on board.
Right.
And they took it out of my onboard credit, basically.
But the free restaurant dining.
Oh yeah.
One,
there are 3 of those on the Sky, and there's the big buffet upstairs.
Yeah.
Then you've got a pizza place as well.
Oh, you got all those, yeah.
You're only allowed that pizza place twice on your. It depends what deal you've got, basically.
Excuse me, Steve. Dave, could you get Pat, please?
No, I can't.
Get Pat. Come on, I'm playing it for her.
Oh, me?
It was her birthday yesterday.
It was her birthday yesterday, wasn't it?
Pat's the biggest Liverpool fan. I'm playing the music.
Oh, yeah. She's happy. Her brother's gone down into Liverpool. He didn't go to the game, but he's gone down with his girlfriend down into the city to celebrate. On your behalf, Chris.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah.
Big night in Liverpool tonight, eh?
Hello, Nick.
Howdy.
When you get to Skagway, Steve, do the flight.
The flight?
Yeah. Hire a plane and go around these mountains.
I've done that years ago when I was on the cruises.
It costs you about half the price of the cruise, though.
Yeah.
Awfully expensive.
Be about $800.
It's probably gone up a lot.
That's cheap, yeah.
Yeah. What about the train? Have you done the train yet in Skagway?
Oh yeah, we've all done that. Yeah.
That's fun. That's good value.
It is.
$55.
It's better than the submarine in Antarctica, Nick.
Yeah, I saw you went down there. That was amazing.
Yeah, the submarine cost $1,000.
Really?
Wow.
It's not about the money, Johnny.
I know.
Right.
How long were you submerged, Johnny?
I didn't go. Just Cindy. She was down there, about half an hour. Yeah.
It's a grand day.
Is cruising today better than it was in our day for the passengers?
Oh yeah.
Absolutely, Ray. But wait. I don't want to knock our days, okay? But like you just said,
fun.
The entertainment in the old days, right? The cruise staff, I mean, they did. It was great. Right? We did pub nights and that. But now you got West End plays on there. Like I'm not just talking about the Seabourn. They flew people out from the West End.
Right.
On the other, so they've got professional Broadway shows on there. It's great.
More productions. It's
yeah.
Full production there.
Yeah,
I think we did really well with what we worked with, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was fantastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you look back at it,
What I don't like on cruise ships.
Chris, are you referring to the crew you were working with?
Obviously, the bar service was a lot better.
Well, you got to put up with something like that.
Yes, but nowadays there's just no handbag, Ray.
There's no handbag.
You never see any money patching hands at all.
Anyway, photographers are probably a pain in the ass to you lot.
Yeah, we love you. All right, Chris.
I've got a question for Anchorman.
Is the music all day around the pools? That's really annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Question, Dave. So, Pete the Feet, does he live in the UK?
Did Pete the Feet live? Oh yeah, he lives in the UK. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know me.
Nottingham way.
He used to live in Nottingham.
My job, besides being the editor, is trying to get people in. So I sent him an email to come in. He didn't reply, but anyway, it would have been fun, right?
No.
Taffy.
Oh, hang on. Where's Taffy? Oh, Taffy's getting all ready.
The Capella's out.
Well, it's Wrexham to the Championship.
Yeah, that's quite an accomplishment.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't know if it's all down to money.
It's all down to money.
Well, same as Manchester City and
absolutely.
Yeah, it's the same.
And Newcastle.
It's the same with all the top prizes now.
Can I come in? I've just had a stimulating conversation with a 9-year-old soccer fanatic. He's my great nephew, and he's very quiet and very subdued, but he's absolutely obsessed with football, and he's doing quite well himself playing. But I talked to him because we are mainly rugby people in the family. I had a good chat to him today, and I was telling him his great grandfather, I said, was a Liverpool fan. My dad, and God bless him, he's passed a long time ago now. But he was a Liverpool fan. And I was explaining this to him, and we started to discuss, because it was a family barbecue, and we started to discuss football. And us, mainly Englishmen, some of you emigrated, might be interested in this. But to me, from outside the game, looking at it, I have to say that Premier Division, it needs changing. There's just 6 teams at the top. And apart from this year with Man United sort of losing games, for 20-odd years, all I've ever known is Man United fans go to work on a Monday and they're always winning. So
no, they used to be. They used to be.
Yeah,
used to be winning.
Not anymore.
It's always the top 6 teams. Okay.
No, it's not.
Used to be 6.
But Newcastle, not even fuss about Aston Villa. It's all changing.
Look at Tottenham. I mean,
it's all changed now.
Look at Tottenham now and Man U now. I mean,
it's now bottom 6.
Right.
I tell you, if you go over the last 10 years and pick the top 6 teams in the Premier Division, I know Leicester went up, but for about 3 years, 4 years?
Yes, I will say.
And they won the title. Yeah, but they came back. They're back down now. They're at the bottom now. They're out of it.
And you forward it.
So I have to say, it really is all about money.
Absolutely. But you may say that.
There's no sporting. There's no. You got to win. You have to win. There's no. We played a good game.
It's not a level playing field anymore.
No,
okay.
I don't.
Okay, Taffy, we're going to move on from football when Dave gets back to us.
I just wondered.
Well, of course, if you don't like hearing what I have to say,
no, Taffy, we love you. We love you.
Well, I've just spoke for 3 minutes and you've cut me off. Don't do it. I've got to say this. I'll continue talking because if you edit me, that's me finished with this lot. So let me finish what I got to say. I have a solution. You've tried taking the top 6 teams to Europe and you never managed to do it, right? Because they got more money in Europe than you've got here even. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you had Celtic, who always wins the Scottish League, or a Welsh team, or even an Irish team as well? One team to be able to go into that Premiership division. But it'll never happen.
They wouldn't last.
It's all about foreign billionaires buying your clubs.
Because it's the English Premier League, not the Welsh Premier League or the Scottish Premier League.
They'd get wiped out.
It's the English Premier League.
Well, I have to say that after watching all this discussion about football games, I was very tempted to watch a a game for the first time in my life, but I couldn't decide whether I should spend my time watching a football game or watching John's birdie cam. And in the end, I went for a
walk. Dave, I'm in trouble.
You will be.
No, I've got a big bargain from my best friend in the valleys, and I apologize, Taffy. So.
But look, hey, look, we're getting all sorts of celebrities in now. Look, we've got Caveman has just arrived on the scene.
Yes, sir.
Happy birthday for the other day, Caveman.
Oh, well done, Caveman.
Can you hear me?
Got all together now.
Yeah, we can hear you. We can see you. There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
But
Hey man, long time no see.
In touch.
Yeah, really, Ray. What's up?
Hey, good to see you, Kevin.
You too.
Yeah. Gizzy apologise he's not in, but he's somewhere a bit rowdy. But he's just asking to get forward to him the link. Colonel, if you can send it through. I'm trying at my end, but if you send the link,
always, Dave.
Because his brother Graham.
Yeah.
I don't know if any of you sailed with Graham. Bob, I don't know if you sailed with Graham Gisborne and Pete.
I don't remember him, no.
He wants to come in.
Oh.
But Caveman,
and it's Gizzy's birthday
today, see you.
By the way.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay. I tried looking to see if I saw anything pop up, but nothing popped up for his birthday.
No, he kept it quiet.
Is it Gizzy's birthday today?
It is, yeah.
Is it?
You sure?
Right.
There was like the group, wasn't there, Caveman?
Wasn't it the day after Pat?
You, Pat, Steve, and Gizzy were all within so many days of each other.
Yeah, I know. And then I looked on my Facebook thinking something would pop up about Gizzy, and it didn't.
And I think it might be today because he says he's out with mind you, if he was out having a party, his brother would have been with him.
Maybe.
Well, I sent him a text and he didn't tell me it wasn't.
Kevin, do you remember the Anti-Bingo Society?
Yeah.
Because I think that you were a founding member of that. And I also think that you were its undoing because the Anti-Bingo Society, whenever there was bingo night in the Crew Bar and the Sun Princess, we would protest the bingo, and we formed the Anti-Bingo Society, and we go and drink in the cabin instead. But then one day it was discovered, and I think it was you, but I could be wrong, that somebody was paying one of the bar baths to go and play bingo cards for him while the bingo
was I don't know about that, but yeah, we all meet down in the cave, and there's Dave, Matt, geez, I don't who else?
But we all came in. Oh look, there's
Gizmo.
Oh yeah, but then we took over bingo one time. That the ABS went up and played bingo, and everyone was fuming.
Yeah. Oh, now get Graham. Graham, can
evening, gentlemen.
Evening.
Graham, you're representing Gizzy tonight because he can't come in. Is that right?
No, he's out dining with his son and other half. Yeah.
Blinking.
It's his birthday today.
It is today.
Oh, okay, it is today. All right.
We were just talking about that. So welcome, Graham.
Thank you.
Look, the guys up here, you might see the names, but we've been obviously on many of the ships over the years.
Yeah.
But just to give us a clue, where and when were you, and what were you doing?
Oriana. It was the main one. I did a bit on the Orsover in the.
What year was the Oriana, Graham?
I was on the Oriana 68 through to 71.
Well, I joined in 71.
67. I would say 67 actually. Yeah.
Did you leave before September 71?
Oh, now you're asking. I can't remember honestly.
I joined in September 71, and I was the crew service cook in the crew mess.
Your fame goes before you, because I used to go to a pub in Margate where the landlord was John Teagle.
John Teagle, I know John, yeah.
Yeah, John Teagle.
He passed away, unfortunately. But
that's right.
Yeah, he used to mention your name because I used to mention Jimmy's name.
Yeah, Big T, yeah, old John Teagle, yeah. Lived at Westgate, didn't he?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, gentleman and a scholar.
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Back to where we were, if you said about what did I do. I joined the Oriana, but when I got my rating, I'd been on tankers before that, and I got my rating, I joined as a tourist waiter. I did a trip at that, and then I went up to first class waiter, and I did a trip as that, and then I got a job. I don't know if you remember it on the Oriana. There was a milk bar on there by the tourist swimming pool. You used to do milkshakes and ice creams and all that sort of stuff.
I don't remember that.
You don't?
No.
Well, I was in there.
It wasn't there when I was.
I was in there. So it was connected to the Stone Gallery, but it was on the swimming pool deck.
Yeah.
And so I was chucked in there. But you'd work in there in the day, and at night you'd work in the Stern Bar. And then after I did a trip at that, I worked in the Stern Bar as a PRS in there, in the Stone Gallery.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, it's great to hear. And so, when did you finish at the sea, Graham?
I think it'd be 71, but I won't swear to that, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
So I went to see it in 65. So I did, 5 or 6 years, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, excellent. And where's home for you now?
I live Leicester. Yeah.
Oh, you're the other Leicester fan.
I guess. Yeah, Leicester. That's me. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, just south of Leicester. Yeah.
Well, Graham, next to you, to the left, you've got, you might see Caveman on the coast at USA. Got the blue top and the beard. He's becoming a ZZ Top fan. It's taking time.
I just trimmed it the other day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, in readiness for coming on.
No, it's something to do with moving to the East Coast.
Yeah, really. It's totally different out here.
Yeah.
Well, many of us will know Caveman from when he was the printer on the Sun Princess, which is where Gizzy was on in the bars and that. Obviously, he did that as one of his many ships, but most of us will have sailed with him on there. But Pete, where did you sail? Did you sail with Gizzy on one of the others?
Only on Sea Princess from the.
On the Sea Princess.
On the Sun with you, Kev, didn't I?
Yeah, you were on the Sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the first time I came across Gizzy was when we were in with the, would it be the Orchidees?
He was on Orchidees before he went on Ronsay.
And I think Dave Howe was on there as well, wasn't he?
That's the Ronsay.
Ronsay. And we all met up and I think we were in Sydney.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to Sydney a hard time.
Yeah.
Well done, Pete. Well done for that one. And Nick, when obviously when did you first go to sea? Was that late 60s, early 70s?
September the 4th, 1968.
68. That was
I signed on the Orchidees for 2 weeks, thoroughly seasick. Then 3 weeks later, I got onto the Chusan, worked on her for 3 years. I was just thinking about, remember how we used to have to get overtime?
Yeah.
Which wasn't really voluntary. One of the jobs was polishing the portholes with a toothbrush and Brasso.
Yeah.
Any of you ever done that?
Yeah.
No, you must have had it easy. I can remember being seasick and looking up there. And
they always look clean to me. I've never had to do them.
Yeah. The best job actually was polishing the silver. And you had the big container with thousands of ball bearings. And the best way to get a shine was to use one of the chop covers, which would disintegrate.
Yeah.
And the stock, when you did your stock check after coming back off a voyage, they wondered why you're so short. But
it was the aluminium, wasn't it? The aluminium.
Yeah, the aluminium, and it was just amazing.
Yeah.
The ship designers seemed to love brass around that time, because on the Royal, when the Royal came out, it had brass handrails going up and down this main staircases. And when the people went up and down throughout the day to dinner and stuff like that, the railings got absolutely covered in handprints. And then there was like crew that have to go and polish the brass handrails all the time. And eventually they put teak, like wood, over the top of the handrails because it became such a problem. But several of the bars had features in front of them that were all brass, and they were coated. But over time, the coating wore off, and then you'd end up having to polish the brass.
Just like the bar on the PP, where you had to bloody clean
the
that.
PP and the IP, they had copper.
Yeah. Copper,
and they had to be cleaned every morning.
Yeah.
Front of the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, salt and Tabasco.
I
never tried that.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can see everything in that copper.
We just do a quick hello to Charlie.
Hello,
nice
Charlie.
to see you
Hello,
coming in from Bermuda.
I can't see him. Is he on your screen?
Yeah.
Okay, I think my Zoom's got messed up today because.
Get yourself a decent bloody setup, Johnny.
Yeah.
Have you got a nice laptop there, Steve?
Yep. I'm on my phone.
Well done. This
looking
good. Looking good. So,
Nick,
Charlie, you there's a few faces a lot of faces you'll know, but I don't know if you'll have met up with Gizzy's brother, Jimmy Gisborne's brother Graham is in. Give a wave, Graham.
There you go.
That's great. That's Graham. That's Gizzy's brother.
Right.
And Nick, give a wave to Charlie from Vancouver. Nick was with us on the Sun.
He's only up the road from here.
Hey, Charlie, Nick was on the Arcadia. I
was on the Arcadia for 7 years.
Okay, right.
I worked on 9 ships. Sorry?
Assistant waiter.
I was a winger first. Yeah, I was a winger first, then wine steward. Didn't like wine at that time, but eventually I did. Head waiter.
It grows on you.
Yeah.
What year?
From 72 to 79 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was on there in 1970 and again in 76, 77.
Yeah.
Nick, were you a teetotaler on the Sun Princess?
Yeah.
I thought so, because I remember that there was a reason why you stuck out amongst all the drunks, because everybody else.
Well, someone had to guide you home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I drink like now. I like wine and maybe half a pint of Guinness, but the spirits. I'm a barman's nightmare.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Did you go to Canberra as well, Nick?
I had about 4 months on the Canberra, and in those days he was such a big ship, compared to the Orchids. And it's always a shame that the Canberra got retired because her design was so revolutionary.
Right, yeah.
It was like when she was retired, you thought she was like a new ship in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you say you were on the Chusan, Nick?
From 1968 to 72. I left her in Singapore.
It must have been on there the same time as me and Scotty then. Me and Scotty were on Chusan all that time.
Yeah. We did a cruise out of Rotterdam, the last cruise before it was retired, and it was a cruise where we sailed and picked up passengers in Rotterdam, and the menu was in 5 languages, because in German, Dutch, French, Italian, and something other. So whenever the passengers sat down, you had to find out what menu they were going to order. And And I remember in those days you couldn't
was
write
it? Chinese
thing,
food?
you had to memorize it.
When I was the bellboy on there, I worked in the bureau. We used to have a Gestetner machine.
Yeah.
And I'd have to print off all the different languages of the menus and the good morning sheets and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. I'm never going to mix up.
Yeah, I worked in the civil service in London before I went to sea, so I remember the Gestetners. You had to be very careful with the ink. If there was too much of it, the actual paper would just melt away.
Yeah. Well, Graham Heap was the man in charge.
Yeah.
He was senior AP. And I used to have to wake him up every morning and get him to check that I've got it right.
Well, I was a bellboy on the old Sober, and that was my job there. I was tourist bureau bellboy, and there was me and a woman AP every morning about 6 o'clock doing that. She was doing the typing on the sheets, and I had to use the Gestetner to print them off. Yeah.
I did the same job on the old Sober as well, Bob.
Huh?
I did the same job as a bellboy on the old Sober.
Yeah.
Yeah. I used to do it by hand rather than turn the machine on because it was quicker.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you remember there used to be a daily news sheet? I don't think it was called the Princess Patter. That was something else. But there used to be a daily news sheet that you'd print every day.
Yeah.
And on the Sun Princess, one of the radio officers used to insert bits of gossip.
It was Peter Hanna. Peter Hanna.
Was it Peter Hanna?
Yeah.
That looked like they were actual news items, but really they were a scandal and stuff that was going on the ship at that time.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, it's like when he said that Mount St. Helens exploded. We thought that was a joke, and that's just close to us.
Yeah, it was true.
It's true,
yeah. And then, God, I used to have to remember when we had the Mexican crowd come on. I had to do the Princess Patter in Spanish.
Was that at Christmas time? Was that the Christmas cruise?
Was that just for the crew, Kevin?
No, it was the patter. I had to do one in English, the regular Princess Patter, and then I had to do one in Spanish, the same thing that was on the English one.
Yeah.
So they had some lady come on from Mexico that was Pedro Corsi's friend, and she'd come down and help me interpret from English to Spanish.
Whoa.
Pain in the ass.
I remember going into I can picture your print shop now where you used to work. I remember going in there. I don't know why, for some reason.
Right next to the gift shop.
Yeah.
So I'd hear all the girls gossiping in the back because their wall was right next to my print shop.
What did you do after you left the sea? You didn't carry on doing that, did you?
Yeah, I was printing for, let's see, left in 86. I was printing till 96, 98. And then, printing started going digital and, you had photocopiers now that printed 4-color and all that. So
right.
Printing kind of went obsolete. And then I went in the car business. Then the car business for 20 years.
Yeah.
All right.
And we lost him in the San Francisco earthquake, didn't we, Kevin?
We thought we'd lost you.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, yeah, I was doing construction at that time.
Yeah. So Charlie, I don't know if you heard Caveman was just saying we genuinely thought when there was the collapse on the freeways in San Francisco, we
lost his sound.
You've turned your mic off, Dave.
You've turned your mic off,
to mute.
Oh no! That's my fault. I need to.
He's done his own now.
He's muted.
Now the Colonel's muted. Colonel, you're muted.
You've done it as well, John.
yeah. Both.
Anyway, what happened was we thought that Kevin had perished in the San Francisco earthquake when the highway collapsed.
Was that 1986?
Whatever.
88, I think it was.
I was on the Royal when that happened. I wasn't there, but
And years ago, I was going out. I was on a bus, and I got this call from Kevin. What? Where are you calling from? Well, upstairs or downstairs?
Sorry.
Yeah, because I was doing construction.
So Charlie, sorry about that.
I got a hold of Pat. I got a hold of Dave's missus, and she didn't believe me when I told her.
That's right.
No.
Yes, you did.
And Pat called me and said, "I've just had a call from a guy who said he was caveman."
Yes. Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah, that was great. That was great.
But I had to throw some clues to say, no, it's really me.
Yeah.
Something
we have
went
to
off.
put it through. Only things
we
that
knew it
caveman
was
would
you because
know.
we could ask certain questions that only you would know
Exactly.
the answer. So, but it is. But Charlie, I was just going to ask Graham, if you're able to send through to Colonel, what would be the best for? Have you still got your discharge book?
No.
Okay.
Have you got a picture of yourself when you were at school? That'll do.
At school?
I've got one at C School somewhere.
Yeah, that'll do.
Dig it out. Yeah.
If you send it to Gizzy, he'll send it to me, Graham.
Okay, yeah, send it to
You got a question for Charles, don't you, Dave?
Yes, there is. Charlie, I can see. Look, Brendan apologises, obviously, because he is the only one officially allowed to ask this very, very personal question. But I will ask it on his behalf. Charlie, what's the weather like?
Very nice today, 75 degrees, sun shining.
Oh, right. It was worth asking.
Yeah,
the fan's going, so it must be warm.
yeah. It's a lovely day.
Yeah, even better.
All right, guys, I gotta duck out. I got a family thing happening. So
you say a family thing. You're going to go and celebrate Liverpool.
Yeah, well, that as well. Yeah.
Come on, you Reds. Yeah.
All right. I'll see you next time.
Chris.
Take care, everybody.
Yeah.
All right.
See you.
Bye.
See you.
Bye.
What's your boys doing, Bob?
Pardon? Well, we've dipped out again, I'm afraid.
Yeah.
We had a draw yesterday
Against Wigan.
We was robbed.
We was robbed.
I heard it was controversial. Yeah.
We had a bang-on penalty in the extra time, and it was outrageous. He didn't give it. It was bloody Anyway, there we are. We didn't get it, so
It's always next year.
Always next year, yeah.
Definitely.
It wouldn't have made any difference anyway. They're playing for nothing now.
Right. Yeah, we're still hanging on by our fingernails.
Those bloody Welshmen spoiled it for us, didn't they?
Yeah.
Nothing personal,
I'm waiting for Steve to get relegated.
Not going to happen, mate. Not going to happen.
Not this year.
A few more losses.
Next year, Kev. Next year.
I'm confident we're not going to get relegated.
Yeah.
I noticed Chelsea really shot up towards the end of the season, didn't they? Chelsea.
Yeah, they're on the move.
Yeah. It's a bit late though.
I did think about you, Peter. I thought, that put a smile on his face.
Back in the top six.
Yeah.
You like Chelsea, don't you, Caveman?
Huh?
Do you like Chelsea or Arsenal? Or?
I'm Arsenal, but I can't seem to gain any ground on Liverpool.
That's too late now.
Too late now, mate. They've won the league, haven't they?
Yeah. I mean, it was over quite a while ago, but
just one for you to
it was
contemplate.
Oh, look, there's a picture of Ollie. That's a surprise.
Yeah.
Flipping heck.
He gets into everything, doesn't he?
You sure that's Ollie? Because there's not an orange background.
Yeah.
Before he met the Dalai Lama.
Yeah.
And that's Steve Carpenter, the cook.
Yeah.
Is that Sun Princess? Is that?
Yeah.
Sun Princess.
Yeah.
I think I took the picture. I got a question for Caveman. Whereabouts are you? Because Kit Williams lives on the East Coast now.
Who?
Kevin?
Who
Kit
lives on
Kit
the-
Williams, the shop
yeah,
girl.
but she's way up in Maine.
So where are you?
I'm down in Maryland. I'm about 2 hours from Baltimore and about an hour and a half from DC. But I'm more. They call us Eastern Shore, Maryland. So we're on the other side of the Chesapeake Bay. We're closer to Delaware and Philadelphia.
Well, I guess we all understand the geography of the United States of. It's not called America anymore, but I'm not going to go there.
Yeah, I mean,
Getting
like I
bigger.
say, we're closer to Philadelphia. Philadelphia is about an hour away.
Yeah.
So, and then I could cross over on a ferry and get to Atlantic City in New Jersey.
Did they all talk funny there, Caveman?
Oh, they're Southerners.
Southerners.
Yeah. But I'll tell you what, the weather here is like England. It changes so rapidly. I mean, it's like last night I got a couple drops outside and then it just started pouring. I mean, it was just coming down.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, we have, then next thing you know, it's sunny again, and then next day it's snowing, and it's weird.
How long have you been there?
3 months now.
And you've had all that weather since you've been there?
Yep.
Flipping heck.
I mean, I miss Gizzy. Gizzy hit me up like I'd only been here like 4 weeks, and he hits me up, "Hey, I'm gonna be in DC," and I'm like,
yeah.
It's just I haven't even gotten acclimated yet. I don't even have a car yet.
It'll be ready next time.
Yeah. Oh,
so
yeah, for sure.
You didn't haul all your gear across the States then, no?
No. I basically came with the clothes on my back. I sold everything and just uprooted.
So have you lived in California up till now?
Yeah.
So you've always lived in LA. California.
Mm.
Oh,
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I mean, they were even surprised when I went to the motor vehicles to get my license changed over. He's like, "What? You've lived in California all your life and you're coming here?" Like, yeah.
But you got family connections down there, haven't you?
Yeah, my daughter, her husband, and the 3 grandsons are here.
Right.
So
No, it's worth coming over, definitely. Yeah.
Right now we're staying with them until we find a place.
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Graham, as in Graham Gizzy, Graham. When you said you joined with P&O, but did you go on cargo like Gizzy did to start with?
Yeah, I was on oil tankers, worked for Shell and Gulf, and yeah.
Did you sail together?
Never, no.
Well, it's nice that you still keep in touch.
I see him probably once a week, I would think. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would think so, yeah.
Were you at Jim's wedding?
Yeah, that's when I first met you.
Yeah, I was going to say, and Ollie was there. Ollie was there, and were you there, Caveman, for Gizzy's wedding?
Where? Yeah.
Did you go to Gizzy's or Fraser's? You went to Fraser's.
I went to Fraser's. Yeah, I went to Fraser's. No, I wasn't at Gizzy's.
Okay, yeah, because that was
back in 80. When we went.
80,
we went to your house.
That is a long time ago.
Yeah.
Just curious, Kevin, when you worked on the Sun Princess, how long was your contract?
Year to year.
No, but before you took leave, how long did you have to stay on the ship?
My first leave, I did 9 months, and I literally cracked up. I said, I got to get off. I got to get time off.
Yeah.
And so then after that, then they set me on a contract where I was doing 6 months on and 2 months off.
Right. Okay.
No.
I was never sure how long, because I do remember you being there for a long time when you first came.
What did we used to do? Four on and one off, wasn't it?
Yeah, 4 on and 1 off. That's rather odd.
Yeah.
We were doing, weren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, because it really sucked when you guys were going off for the second time practically, and I was still there.
Well, I suppose you were so valuable they didn't want to let you go and leave.
Well, it wasn't so much that. I guess the other two, the IP and the PP, were doing the 6 months. So they had one relief that would do mine for 2 months, IP, PP, and that was his 6 months, and then he got off.
That's a good question, and maybe Nick knows the answer to. So, what was it about 74 they started, or 75 they started doing the repatriation after 4 months?
Yeah,
because I was on the.
That was when we were on the PP, John.
Yeah, because remember way back in 1966 they had the strike, the worldwide strike, and it took a few years before the shipping companies got to their senses and realized that these are guys who had lives and families. And eventually, I think they realized that they couldn't get the staff to work 6 months. You know, they just simply said no. So, and of course, the cruise ships were doing very well. They're really coming into their own. And as I say to a lot of my clients, without the Love Boat TV series, the ships wouldn't have taken off, in my opinion.
No, that's 100%.
Yeah, because I think they wanted me to do like a year, and after 9 months, I said no, I need time off.
That you said we did one on there that was 7 months. That was South African.
Yeah, we did
7 months.
Oh. Yeah,
I was 16 and joined the Trusan. I think I was on it for over 2 years, and I sort of had 10 days off for refit, and that was about it.
I think about 8 or 9 months on the Orsover, I think.
Yeah.
Went down to Oz and then came back. There was no flying home then.
No, right.
70?
The first time I flew home was on the Rodsey.
That was me. First trip, 74 it was, wasn't it?
Right.
And I remember after coming back off of a voyage, you'd have to stop check. And if the guy from London wasn't happy with the numbers, he said, I'm coming back tomorrow. So, you were all around the ship, in and out, every cabins, under drawers, looking for more.
Eric.
Well, Eric Shepherd.
Yeah.
Eric.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go, guys.
I've got to go, guys, as well. You're overrunning, Colonel.
We're overrunning. Bob, apologies for the overrun, but we've got, apart from you being the main celebrity, Bob, we've had
absolutely. No, well, you carry on. You can carry on.
No, it's fine. So Graham and Caveman, you know, we do come up to a moment where we have to put the traffic lights up, and this indicates that sadly that the time has come for us to the Colonel to pull the.
I'm waving.
I'll start waving.
I'll see you in 2 weeks, guys. Cheers.
See you, Bob.
See you again.
All right.
See you in South
Thanks for coming in, Graham and Caveman, obviously.
Before you go, Nick
and Nick, Dave.
And you.
Yeah, but thanks for coming in, Nick.
Oh, yeah,
Johnny, Nick, we'll have to discuss further about Vancouver,
and Ray,
Nick, Ray, but Ray's he's nearly a regular anyway, all right?
We're talking about Vancouver.
I know.
And Pete, thanks, Pete.
Catch you next time if you can.
Okay, Graham.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye.
You're welcome. Thank you, Graham.
Bye. Cheers.
Bye.